On this episode of Cape Media News, MassDOT Bridge Project Open House, Barnstable PD's Citizen Police Academy graduation, and a behind-the-scenes look at Cape Media News. These stories and more tonight on Cape Media News. Good evening and welcome to Cape Media News, your source for hyperlocal news that matters. I'm Lauren Williamson. The Cape Cod Pirate Festival is returning to West Yarmouth for its third year, promising 2 weekends of swashbuckling family fun from June 3rd to 4th and 10th to 11th. Produced by Chris Schultz and New Latitude Event Solutions, the festival will feature a variety of pirate-themed activities, including interactive performances, music, games, and demonstrations from a local militia. Tickets are now available on the festival's website, www.capecodpiratefestival.com. Priced at $15 for adults and $10 for children aged 3 to 12. The Chatham portion of Nauset Beach, also known as North Beach, closed to oversand vehicle travel starting at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning due to the early arrival and nesting of piping plovers. The birds' early nesting could mean potential disruptions over the upcoming holiday weekend. However, this could also lead to an earlier than usual reopening of the beach to vehicles if the hatchings are successful. The town of Chatham thanks you for your cooperation and adherence to all beach regulations, including those concerning endangered species, habitats, and dog restrictions. The Cape Cod Commission has launched a crucial survey seeking input from residents to inform the development of Cape Cod Regional Housing Strategy. The focus of this survey is to understand preferences for varying housing types, given that single-family homes currently make up 80% of the region's housing stock. The regional strategy aims to address unique issues around housing, supply, affordability, and availability, while also benefiting the local workforce and businesses. Cape Cod Commission Executive Director Christy Senatori said, "We are looking forward to gathering input from a wide range of residents across the region. Survey responses will help inform future housing development and redevelopment strategies to respond to the region's need for increased housing types and options." The survey, which takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete, is available in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. To participate, please visit www.capecodcommission.org/housing survey. Cape Light Compact, the renowned energy services organization, has announced a significant decrease in its electricity supply rates, set to come into effect from June 2023 to December 2023 for its residential and commercial customers. The new rate reflects a 32% decrease, with the residential pricing standing at 14.839 cents per kilowatt hour, resulting in an average saving for about $45 a month for customers. The Compact's power supply program serves over 145,000 customers across the Cape and Vineyard with 100% renewable energy. Despite the decrease in rates, Compact Administrator Maggie Downey encourages customers to continue improving their energy efficiency for further cost savings. Assistance options are also available for customers who may need help with their energy bills. Last week, Chatham residents near Wadsworth Road and Pleasant Street were advised to anticipate training exercises by the Chatham Fire Department. During this period, the CFD employed a smoke generator using non-toxic solutions to simulate realistic smoke conditions, as well as practicing venting the roof. Homeowners graciously offered their premises for the vital training opportunity, and the Chatham Fire Department extends its appreciation to all involved for their support in enhancing the town's safety readiness. The Law Enforcement Torch Run, LETR, continues its exemplary work as a year-round program dedicated to fundraising and spreading awareness for the Special Olympics. Founded by Wichita, Kansas Police Chief Richard LeMunyon in 1981, LETR, also known as the Guardians of the Flame, has raised significant funds, notably $735,000 in 2019 and an additional $400,000 since the onset of the pandemic. With the invaluable support of law enforcement members and LETR community participants, the initiative has become a cornerstone of the community building in Massachusetts. On Cape, the Harwich Police once again organized and escorted the Flame of Hope in a 70-mile journey throughout Cape Cod on Wednesday, starting at 5 a.m. in Provincetown and ending at 5 p.m. in Bourne. Officers from 10 Cape towns served as guardians of the flame, each running different legs of the route. Appreciation was extended to all participating departments and the officers who gave up their day for the run, with special recognition given to Officer Keith Canally and other motor units who ensured the safety of the runners. Mark your calendars for the 3rd annual Away with Words poetry event this Saturday, taking place from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Hyannis Village Green. This powerful event brought to you by Amplify POC, the Cordial Eye Gallery and Artist Space, Polyphonic Studios LLC, and now partnering with the Arts and Justice Collective, aims to bring the community together and heal racial trauma through the power of spoken word. The event, hosted by the captivating Tamora Israel, will also honor the life of George Floyd and other Black Americans affected by police brutality. Local vendors will also be present, adding to the community atmosphere, so don't miss this opportunity to unite, heal, and remember. Coming up after the break, the Cape Cod Bridges program and more. Stay tuned. Residents and tourists don't always see eye to eye, but one thing they can all agree on is bridge traffic. The Cape's aging bridges are a constant source of aggravation for motorists any time of the year, but especially in the summer months. And with construction of new bridges in the works, the Cape Cod Bridges program held an open house event last week for the public to meet the team and ask questions about the proposed new bridges. Take a look.
Last week, MassDOT invited the public to an open house event in Bourne to answer questions about the Cape Cod Bridges program. The event provided a unique opportunity for the public to come in and engage with the project team about the recent filing of the Environmental Notification Form, as Mark Kolonowski, Deputy Program Manager for the program, explains.
Today's event is an open house to accompany the recent filing of the Environmental Notification Form, or the ENF, that was recently filed with the MEPA office. MEPA is the Massachusetts Environmental Policy Act. And what this event is an opportunity for the public to come in, ask questions, engage the project team on any of the material that was included in the ENF document, as well as all the material that's been included and presented at the previous 5 rounds of public meetings.
At the heart of the event was the exploration and discussion of several alternatives considered for the canal crossing and the new bridge's designs and ramp locations.
In here we describe how we evaluated 5 different alternatives, and all of our analysis is in the Environmental Notification Form that we filed under the Massachusetts Environmental Policy Act.
The program's design lead, John Smith, discussed the decision process behind the recommended alternative, a network-tied arch in a twin bridge configuration.
And by our scoring, our preliminary engineering analysis indicated that the network-tied arch in a twin bridge configuration was the most appropriate one. And so in November, we had a virtual public meeting where we showed these 3 types and talked a lot about both the engineering aspects of these, but also the aesthetic aspects.
Erica Blond, the public involvement lead, touched on some of the public's most frequently asked questions, including the start of construction and funding.
So this morning, I've been asked quite a bit about construction start. We get a lot of questions around funding. And then I'd say people are really interested in what the design of the bridges is going to be and sort of the decision to do twin bridges at each location as opposed to what's there now.
HNTB engineer Emma Healy delved into the details of the proposed bridge replacement, highlighting the benefits of the wider design for maintaining traffic flow during construction.
Although the proposed bridges are one traffic on Cape and then off Cape on each separate structure, the proposed structure is actually wider at 54 feet instead of 40 feet at existing. So this would allow for 2 lanes of traffic to be maintained in each direction, even throughout construction.
All in all, this open house was a great opportunity for Cape Codders to come together, ask questions, and learn about the nuts and bolts of planning and building these vital pieces of infrastructure, and a chance to get a real feel for the big choices and detailed planning that go into a large construction project like this one. For Cape Media News, I'm Christian Garnett.
And if all of this talk about bridges is making you worry about traffic this summer, have no fear. Content producer Christian Garnett has found a pretty handy app to help you plan your trip.
Could you imagine being a member of Cape Cod's workforce who has to travel over the Bourne and Sagamore bridges each day? Chances are, you or someone you know are one of those workers. Even if you aren't traveling for work, you probably still dread dealing with that Cape traffic. I know I do. That is, until I discovered an ad-free website called Should I Stay or Should I Go? Created by Cape resident Matt the Maker. On this site, you can view the last hour of traffic to find out if the bridge traffic is dying down or getting worse. If you have a smartphone, you can even add a shortcut to the site to your homepage, like I have here, functionally turning it into a traffic app. One complaint posited by an internet user was the fact that apps like Google Maps already show users how bad the traffic is while they're in the app. But this site opens up new use cases by showing users whether the traffic is increasing or decreasing by showing the last hour's traffic status over 12 seconds. Unfortunately, this site isn't perfect for everyone. If you're leaving the house for work at a certain time no matter what, then knowing how bad the traffic is won't help much. But checking it well before work can help commuters realize that they need to leave earlier than intended. One thing is clear though, if you're debating going off Cape right now or waiting until later in the day, this app is ideal. I'm Christian Garnett, and this is Cape Media News.
Last month, we highlighted the Barnstable PD Citizen Police Academy, a unique program which allows citizens from the community to come into the station and learn more about the police and who they are. This week, the class held their graduation ceremony, and Cape Media News' Ryan Downs was there to cover the event.
In a grand celebration of community engagement and law enforcement education, the 33rd class of the Barnstable Citizens Police Academy held their graduation ceremony earlier this week on Monday, May 22nd. Over the course of the academy, the graduates actively participated in hands-on experiences that highlighted the complexities of law enforcement, while also taking on a comprehensive curriculum and exploring various facets of policing, crime prevention, and community safety.
But in addition to all of this material, during these incredible 10 classes held at the station, we met with Sheriff Buckley and toured the Barnstable County Correctional Facility. We were given I hope you know about the next part. We were given the eye-opening opportunity to put on a bulletproof vest and ride along with an officer for one of their shifts. We were invited to observe and participate in an intensive and actually quite sobering day-long active shooter regional training exercise, which involved more than 200 first responders. And we had the option to receive firearms training, a briefing under exceedingly close supervision, and we were allowed to fire a Glock at the range.
This immersive learning experience has not only deepened their understanding, but has also fostered strong bonds between law enforcement and the community they serve.
So our goal from the outset was to put together a program that everybody would find informative, interesting, and fun. And we also wanted to establish partnerships and friendships, and hopefully we've done that. I know I've made 40 new friends, and I appreciate all that you've done for us with your enthusiasm and your participation and just your support throughout the last 10 or 11 weeks. So thank you very much. Remember that this is your police department. Those of us that work here are very fortunate to do so. It's a privilege. It was also a privilege to be here with you at the Academy. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. As I said on the first night, it's an honor to serve on the Barnstable PD. There's no job that I'd rather have, and there's no place that I'd rather do it. So thank you very much to everybody here.
With nearly 1,000 graduates since its inaugural class in 1999, the Barnstable CPA has successfully bridged the gap between the police and the people, forging a pathway for collaboration and mutual understanding. The graduation ceremony marks both an end and a new beginning, as these individuals continue to inspire positive change and work hand in hand with law enforcement agencies to build safer neighborhoods for all. The Barnstable CPA will be opening the application process for their 2023 fall class in September. Make sure to keep an eye out for it on their social media pages and website at barnstablepolice.com/citizens-police-academy. For Cape Media News, I'm Ryan Downs.
Coming up after the break, a behind-the-scenes look at Cape Media News. Stay tuned.
There's nobody here. We're taking the week off next week, so we thought it would be cool to end this episode with a little behind the scenes of the last couple months of Cape Media News and check out all the fun things we've been doing. So take a look.
Hi, welcome to the Cape Media Center. Let me show you to the newsroom. This is the Cape Media News room. This is where all of our editing and writing and general discussion happens. And now I'll show you Studio A, where we do all our filming. So this is Studio A. It probably looks a little different than what you're used to seeing on Cape Media News, but this is where we film every episode. Welcome to the control room. This is where a lot of the technical stuff happens. For instance, this is where we control all of our lighting. Over there is our set, and I can click on the Cape Media News preset, and that's the lighting we use. Right here is where Ryan Thompson usually controls the audio, and over here is where Mitch Sock typically controls the visuals. So that's what we do here in the control room. But now we're going to show you some bloopers from the past few months.
Was Zulfiki wrong?
Zulfika.
I do keep saying, why do I want to rename this poor man? Zulfika. 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 And Zulfiki. Zulfiki. Zulfika. 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 I'll just say it 10 times just to edit it in. With a stand-up comedy performance by Zulfika Manzi.
So close.
I'm sorry, I can't say this man's name.
Well, there goes my script. I don't know what to do about that.
The recent changes to mortgage to learn more about these changes, the recent changes to mortgage regulations by the I don't know words. The recent changes to mortgage regulations, mortgage regulations. To learn more about these changes and to get a better understanding of what is going on, I sat down with real estate. I feel like something is up with the speed of this teleprompter today.
What's your favorite color?
This is such a lame question.
It was heavy set, and this is what I did.
Oh, God. I don't like that.
Zulfika. Zulfika. Why can't I say it? Okay, can I start somewhere like just at Zulfika Manzi? Zulfika, 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 Zulfika. Okay. Ah, Zulfika. We're gonna get this. Do you guys get overtime? With a stand-up comedy performance from Zulfika Manzi by Zulfika Manzi. With a stand-up comedy performance with Zulfika Manzi as the show's opener. The event was hosted by David Gauthier with stand-up comedy performance from Zulfika Manzi as the show's opener.
All right, that's a wrap.
I'm changing my name to Zulfika.
So, thank you for joining us for this tour of Cape Media News. We're going to be gone next week while we revamp for our next season. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you for joining us this evening. If you have a story you'd like to see covered, send us an email at newstip@capemedia.org. For Cape Media News, I'm Lauren Williamson.